Did you ever get bullied when you were a kid? This is a story from back when I used to get bullied as a kid. It was a Monday. I hated Mondays. It's always the same. The kids in my class laugh at my clothes, whisper behind my back, and call me names like nerd and loser. I try to ignore it, but it's hard when every day feels like the same thing. Today's no different. As I walk into school, I see them already waiting by the door, Jake and his gang, grinning like they've planned something. I try to keep my head down and walk past them, but Jake stops me. "Hey, bookworm, you forgot your lunch," he sneers, holding up a half-empty carton of milk he found on the floor. The others laugh. I can feel my face burning, but I don't say anything. Mom always tells me to be kind, to ignore them, but it's so hard. I wish I could be like the other kids, big and loud and popular, but instead I feel like I don't belong. At lunch, I sit alone in the corner of the cafeteria, pretending to eat, trying to make myself invisible, but I can't. Jake comes over, shoving my lunch tray aside. "Still sitting by yourself, huh?" He mocks. "What's wrong? Scared of us?" I don't answer. I just look down at my shoes, wishing I could disappear, but then something unexpected happens. Out of nowhere, Mrs. Daniels, my teacher, steps in front of Jake. She doesn't say a word, just looks at him with those piercing eyes, and suddenly, the entire cafeteria is silent. She doesn't shout. She doesn't have to. Her presence is enough. "Jake," she says quietly, "do you know what it's like to be the one who feels small every day? To be the one everyone picks on?" Jake just shrugs, but there's something in Mrs. Daniels' voice that makes him hesitate. She continues, "Kindness costs nothing, Jake. It's easy to make someone feel small, but you'll never know how strong they really are until you try lifting them up." Jake doesn't say anything after that. He just walks away. I look up at Mrs. Daniels, confused. She turns to me, her eyes soft. "You've been strong this whole time, haven't you? Sometimes being quiet and patient is the bravest thing you can do." I don't know what to say. I thought being strong meant fighting back, but maybe Mrs. Daniels is right. Maybe strength isn't about shouting the loudest or pushing others around. Maybe it's about standing tall even when you feel small. The next day when Jake tries to mess with me again, something's different. I don't look down. I look him right in the eye. He blinks, then walks away. There's a life lesson here, and it is that true strength isn't about fighting back or proving others wrong. Sometimes it's about standing your ground with kindness and patience, even when it feels impossible.